It's time for Orchard Skills. Internationalization and localization is the process of adapting your website to the language and culture of a locale. It is an important endeavor for any business seeking international growth. In a previous video, we looked at some of the basic localization features in Orchard Core. Today on Orchard Skills, we'll be extending these features by creating a custom theme for localization and internationalization of a blog website in Orchard Core. Please stay with us and we'll get started. Welcome back. So what is internationalization and localization? It's important to understand these terms. Internationalization, abbreviated i18n, is the design and development of a product, application, or document content that enables easy localization for target audiences that vary in culture, region, or language. Localization, abbreviated l10n, refers to the adoption of a product, application, or document content to meet the language, culture, and other requirements of a specific target market, or a locale. To get started, let's clone the basic Orchard Core CMS web application from the Orchard Skills GitHub repository. Launch your favorite browser and head over to github.com/orchardskills/orchardskills.orchardcore.cms. Go ahead and click on the green code button and open with GitHub Desktop. And then select Open GitHub Desktop.exe. And let's go ahead and hit the clone button. Okay, great. Let's launch Visual Studio. Okay, let's make sure we update the Nuget packages. So let's go to the solution here, select on that, right click, and let's select Manage Nuget Packages for Solution. Okay, make sure that we have Include Pre-Release selected, and also for the package source, select the Orchard Core Preview. Let's select the Update tab, select All Packages, and click on Update. Go ahead and click OK. And then also click I accept. Okay, great. It looks like we have our packages updated to the latest version. Currently it's 1.00.rc2-15358. Our first task is to create a custom theme for localization. In order to do that, let's clone the Orchard Core repository so that we can copy the clean blog theme. Let's exit Visual Studio and let's bring up a browser. And let's head on over to github.com/orchardcms/orchardcore. And let's click on the green code button here. And let's select Open with GitHub Desktop. Click on the Open GitHub Desktop.exe button. And then go ahead and click on the clone button. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and copy the blog theme, and that's located in the Orchard Core source orchardcore.themes directory. And so let's just right click on that and select copy. And then we want to copy it to our orchardskills.orchardcore.cms directory. And let's just do a paste in here. Okay, great. Now let's rename this folder here and let's call it Localization Theme. Okay, great. Now let's go into the Localization Theme directory. Right click on the blog theme.csproj. Rename that to the Localization Theme. Okay, great. Let's bring up Visual Studio. Okay, now let's go and click on the solution and right click and add existing project. And let's go into the localization directory and select on localization theme.csproj and say open. Okay, great. So now let's go into the startup page here And let's do a global search and replace. And so we'll take the blog theme here, copy that, go to edit, find and replace in files, and let's replace the blog theme with localization theme. Hit the replace all button. Okay, great. Let's save all. Now let's go to the CS project file on a localization theme. And for here, we're going to have to replace the ASP core target framework with Net Core app 3.1. Here they're just including the project file. So we're going to need to change this to use the Nuget packages. So let's go ahead and replace that. And you'll notice here that we're including orchardcore.module.targets, admin abstractions, content management, resource management, display management, user abstractions, users, menu, email abstractions, setup abstractions, and setup here. We added some additional Nuget packages in order to include the login menu, and I will show you that later. Now let's click on the dependencies in the orchard skills.orchardcore.cms project and right-click, and let's add project reference, and let's include the localization theme and hit OK. Now let's go to the manifest here, and let's change this to the localization theme. And for author, we can select Orchard Skills. And for the website, we'll set it to https://orchardskills.com. And for the version, we'll just leave the version. And for description, we'll put a theme adapted for localization of blog. Let's copy localization and let's add it here. And let's capitalize that. Okay, let's go ahead and save that. Now let's head over to the recipe here. Let's rename the recipe here. And let's call it localization. And then here we'll call it localization theme. And for description, provides functional blog with localization CMS features. And the author, Orchard Skills. And for the website, orchardskills.com. Okay, and let's add orchardcore.content localization and also orchardcore content localization.content culture picker. And then also we want to add orchardcore.localization. Let's also add the users.change email, users.registration, and users.reset password. Now let's head down to the bottom here. And let's put a comma here, and let's paste this here. And this is the settings for change email settings. Allow change email true. Our login settings, user site theme true. And then use external provider if only when defined false. Disable local login false. Use script to sync roles false. Sync roles script to null. And for the registration settings, users can register 1. User must validate email true. Use site theme true. No password for external users false. No username for external users false. No email for external users false. Use script to generate username false. Generate username script null. And then finally, reset password settings, allow reset password true, and use site theme true. Now, one other thing we need to add is the orchardcore.forms. So that'll be for our contact page. So now let's talk about the login menu. And so what we're going to do in the shared folder here, we're going to add a new item, add a file here, loginmenu.cshtml. And then so here we're just adding the login menu. So you notice that we're including using the ASP.core identity, Microsoft extensions, .options, the Orchard Core admin, entities, settings, users model, and then we're also injecting the site services for the user and for the admin options. So basically this will have a pull-down menu for the users, and we can actually select the dashboard and all the functionality for the users here. So we have a pull down for the admin, which is the dashboard, and then we have a change email, change password, and then we also have a log off button and a registration button as well. In order to utilize the login menu, we're going to have to replace the layout.liquid file here. So let's go up here and add a new item. and we'll add a layout.cshtml. And so this will override the layout.liquid here. And this functionality is the same functionality that's in the layout.liquid, but in CSHTML or a Razor page. And because we are using Razor pages now, we need to go back up to here to the project file and add a .razor here. And of course, we're going to need a view imports.cshtml. So let's add that, add a new item, add, and there we go. We have our view imports.cshtml. So now we have a working theme. We still need to customize it for our localization theme, but we'll do that later. Okay, let's go ahead and run. Let's go up here and hit the green little play triangle. Okay, let's enter our site name. Let's select our localization theme, and let's put in our credentials here and hit the Finish Setup button. Okay, great. So now you can see here we have a login and a register button. We have search, contact, about, blog, and home. So let's go ahead and log in, and let's head to the dashboard. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go into Design and Templates, and let's add a template, and this will be the content culture picker container. And for description, we'll just do that. Okay, now for the content, we're going to assign a menu to the actual main menu dash the current culture.name. Then we'll do the shape, and then we'll have our navbar menu. And you'll notice here we defined a class of our navbar item, and then we added a pull down for the current culture.display name. And so we have our pull down, and we have a for loop for all the cultures inside the supported cultures. And we create the pull down with the culture name, and we do a switch on culture URL and the culture.display name. Let's go ahead and save that. Okay, great. Now let's go to configuration. Go into settings, and let's go into cultures. Let's go ahead and add French, do an add culture, and then save. Okay, great. So now one thing we need to do is update our layout menu. So let's exit our application here and go into our views and go into our layout.html. And let's scroll down here, and right after the menu here, add shape types equal content culture picker. All right, we'll save that. Let's go ahead and run. And so now you notice here we have an English or French. So now let's go ahead and log in. And let's head to the dashboard. Now let's go to our menu, and let's name this main menu to en.us. Publish that. Now let's go into our content definition, content types, and let's go to the edit the menu type, make this creatable so we can create another menu. And let's go ahead and hit save. And so now we'll hit new, and let's create a new menu, and we'll call this menu fr-fr. Okay, let's go ahead and publish that. Okay, so now we have two menus, one for French and one for English. So now let's go and to content, and let's go to content definitions, content types, edit our article, and down here we'll add a part, and we'll add the localization. Hit save, and let's add that up here, and hit save. Go back to our content types and edit our blog, and let's add a part, add localization, save, and let's put that up here, save, back to our content types, and let's edit our blog posts, and let's add a part, our localization part, and save, and let's move that up here, hit save, go back to our content part, and let's go to our page, edit that, add a part, and let's add the localization part to that, save, and let's move that up here, and then save, go back to our content types, and let's select raw HTML, edit that, down here add a part, add localization, save, and let's put that up there. And let's hit save. Okay, great. So now let's go back to our content items. And for our home page, edit that, publish that. So now once we publish that, we have the ENUS tag or label, and click on localization, and let's add French. And for here, let's change this. And we'll save that. Change that to subtitle. Change that to home. And let's go ahead and publish that. So now we have two home. Now let's go to the contact page here, edit that, publish that. So now we have a tag on our contact page. And let's add a French. Let's go inside here and let's change this. Okay, let's change the placeholder text and put that in French. And let's change this to French. Let's just make that email, then message. And let's translate this. Publish. Change this to fr-fr-contact. And let's publish that. Okay, go back to our content items. Now let's do our about page. Go here and add brand. And let's change the title here to that. And for the link, we'll do fr-fr/. Let's go ahead and translate this. Translate this. Let's put a period at the end. Okay. And now let's go down here and publish this. Okay, so we have about here. Okay, let's go to the blog and let's edit this. And let's hit publish. Let's do localization, do French. Let's do fr-fr/. Let's do blog post 1. All right, publish that. Now let's go to the design section and go to widgets, add a layer. And for this, we'll call it English. And for the rule, we'll do culture and we'll put en there. Create that, add another layer, French, and put fr and create that. Okay. So now we have a layer for English and French for our footer, design, and our widgets. Edit this guy. And for here, instead of always, we'll do English, and then we'll go ahead and do a publish. And you notice now we have an English. Select on French, and change this. And change that. And for the layer, we'll do French, and we'll do publish that. Edit our blog, and let's go ahead and click on publish. And now we have a blog that is for English, and let's go into localization and click on French, and let's translate this, and let's select publish. So now let's go to the main menu for French, and let's edit that. Let's add a menu item, and let's select content menu item. And we'll paste that, and we'll select the French home, and we'll go ahead and publish that. Okay, let's click on Add Menu Item. Click on Content Menu Item. Select Blog, and we'll go ahead and select the blog and publish. And then Add Menu Item, Add Content Menu Item. And let's add the contact. And let's go ahead and publish. And let's go ahead and add menu item, content menu item, put about, and select that, and publish. And then add menu item, and this time we'll do a link menu item, and we'll paste, and that will be ~search, and publish that. Okay, great. Okay, now we're ready to test out our website. Click on the icon here, and so now we are in English. So now let's select French. So let's select French here, and you'll notice now we get a Google translation pop up, and it says, do you want to go French or English? We can actually translate it if we want. Let's go to the blog, and our blog is in French. Let's go to our blog post, and our blog post is in French. Let's go to the contact, and our contact is in French. And let's go to the about page, and our about page is in French. And we can go to the search page and go back to the about page, change to English. Now we're back to English. Let's go to the contact page, select the French. And let's go to the blog page, and let's go back to English. Let's go to the blog post. Let's select French. And we can actually do a translate with Google, and it translates it back and forth. So we have a site now that has localization for both English and French. Isn't that amazing? Now to recap, we cloned the Orchard Skills Basic Orchard Core CMS web application from the Orchard Skills GitHub. We also cloned the Orchard Core library. We created a customized localization theme based on the blog theme. We ran the application and selected the localization theme. We added the French culture. We created an English and French menu. We added the localization part to article, blog, blog post, page, and raw HTML content types. We created blog pages both in English and French. We created an about page in both English and French, and we also created a home page in English and French. We modified the footer widget by adding an English to French layer. We created a content culture picker container template in Liquid and added a menu to switch cultures. We browsed through all the pages, switching from English to French and vice versa. Now, if you missed or didn't understand something, that's okay. There's a detailed blog post that describes all the steps. There is also a GitHub repository with the complete source code. All this information is in the video description. If you like this video, please click on the thumbs up icon. Also, please subscribe and click on the bell icon to get a notification when I release the next video. Thank you for watching.